All right, we are live. We are ready to do this. Does he need any further introduction? The man, the myth, the legend, the Joker.
Good
Welcome to
evening.
Welcome to Warpaint, sir. I am honored and privileged to host you here. Why don't you introduce yourself for those who may not be aware?
Well, if you don't know by now, I'm sure you'll find out soon. People know me as Gypsy Crusader. Real name is Paul Miller. Joker, Waffen, the real life Joker, whatever you want to call me, the crown prince of racism, all of those beautiful words. You can call me any of them. God knows I love it. I love the intro. It made me feel so dangerous. Like,
Well, I mean, you've kind of become, on the one hand, like the anti-hero, and on the other hand, the boogeyman. You know what I mean? There is no middle ground. So, Paul, I just want to start with the beginning. People don't get to hear the story, and I want you to be able to tell us what the hell's been going on, man? It's been 5 years since me and you have done a live stream, and a lot has happened. So a little bit about before, who, like, what built up to Gypsy Crusader, and then the aftermath, and then how we got here.
well, where do I even start? You know,
Well, I mean, it's with BLM, right? I mean, that's where it all began, kind of, sort, right?
the last time that we talked, I was such a nice guy. It was so different back then. I thought everybody could, unite and it could be Americans and all of this. Well, how stupid was I? You know,
Naively optimistic, I would say.
that's exactly what it was. And I mean, a lot happened. I mean, look, if I want to start at the very beginning, some people know the story. I think I know you do. I I was just a journalist. You remember this?
I do.
I was just a normal guy. And I think the whole thing really kind of kicked off is the Antifa thing in New York City.
Right.
I went there to cover a Proud Boys event. And what happened is basically I couldn't get into the event and I got into a fight with about 10 of these communist skin garbage people. They tried to kill me. Make no mistake about it. I thank God that at the time I was still training a little bit and I was able to, survive. But they robbed me. They stole my bag that had my wallet in it. They proceeded to dox me on an Antifa page on then Twitter, not now where we've got, based X. Well, semi-based anyway.
More based, at least.
At least a little bit more based. I do miss Grook Hitler. I miss that a little. Anyways, so that happened. They doxed me on this page, and the harassment was immediate. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm just a regular conservative. But of course, they labeled me as a white supremacist and an evil Nazi even then. There was no, oh, well, he's just a Trump. No. Automatically, I was labeled a Nazi. I was harassed. They got me fired from a job. They harassed the gym that I used to train at and coach out of. Thank God that at the time, my trainer was reasonable and he just continued to let me train there. Fast forward to the Corona stuff. I started to cover that. I left journalism for a little while after the whole doxing thing. I came back to cover the coronavirus outbreak. And while I was doing that, then obviously the summer of love, Black Lives Matter, wanted
Burn,
to
loot, murder.
burning down and up every major city in the United States. So me being the guy that I am, I took it upon myself to say, you know something? I'm going to go to these riots. I want to see them. I want to see them firsthand. And I did. I went to 4 of them, 2 in Philadelphia and 2 in New York City. Covered them, pictures, video, talked to people, and they wrecked these cities. I mean, it was like a zombie apocalypse. That's the kind of feel it was. Now, I'm from the area. New York City means a lot to me. I love the city. Even though it is a degenerate hole now, it's still home. And I got angry after I seen the destruction. And I called Black Lives Matter what they are. They are, and I verbatim is pretty much what I said in a video post. I took a video of myself on Instagram when I had Instagram, when Instagram used to let me on there. And I posted it. And I called Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization that was operating with Marxist ideology. I didn't even call them. I didn't even call them nothing. All I just said is they're horrible communists. Black Lives Matter took it upon themselves to work with Antifa, get the information from Antifa after the page that doxed me, put me on a Black Lives Matter website, calling for me to be harassed, calling for me to be fired, calling for me to be canceled. And guess what? It happened. It happened big time. I mean, they got me kicked out of my gym, fired from another job. They decided to harass my mother and my father, calling my mother because once you get doxxed, your family's information is sometimes attached to yours. So once you find one, it's not hard to find the other if you have some knowledge.
Right.
And they went after my parents.
Unacceptable.
They took it as far as coming to my parents' house. 60 chimping out Ooga booga monkeys came to my parents' house, threatened my mother, threatened my father, threatened my younger brother, and said they were going to burn the house down with them inside it. I lost everything. My family didn't want to talk to me. Jobs lost. I had no money. I was getting ready to be out on the street. I couldn't even afford my apartment anymore. So, and the one of the biggest losses of the whole thing was fighting. I lived for fighting. It's what I want. I wanted to be a fighter since I was a little boy. And they took that away from me. I still can't go to any gym anywhere, really. So when they took all this away from me, I just, something just snapped, and I just had enough. And I found this other person who was kind of doing some of the Omegle stuff. And I thought it was a really interesting idea, because I said to myself, at the very least, I can get some measure of revenge and speak and tell my story. At the very least. So I decided to do that, and I ran with it. I never thought that it was going to get to where it is now. I never in a million years thought it.
I believe that.
People tell me now that I'm kind of like I was on the forefront of the way that things are now, because when I was doing it years ago, you never saw any of this shit you see online now. You didn't see any of this stuff. Hitler's speeches translated into AI, complete fatigue, calling out the Jews. You didn't see it. It was unheard of. Now it's basically mainstreamed, if you ask me.
Oh, it definitely is.
And yeah, I mean, and people just loved it. People gravitated toward it because a lot of people, I guess when I started, they felt alone. But when they would see other people watching the show and they said, wait a minute, there's people watching this and they agree, they like it. I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. I'm a sane person living in an insane world.
Right.
And they loved it. And now it's like I said, it's mainstream. And when I went away, it was even when I went to the asylum, when the FBI took me away, it wasn't like the way it is now. When I came home and I seen it, and I was completely blown away by how many people woke up, saw the things that I was saying, and not only just me, but others before me, what we were saying was true. And they wanted to be a part of it. I mean, it made a lot of the sacrifices worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to